young woman who pledged to be married, and her husband to be Joseph, and how angels come and visit them separately to tell them that the child that's going to be born to them is none other than the Son of God, God in flesh, God with us, Emmanuel. They were given the name Jesus. And then we read about angels showing up to the shepherds out on the hillside watching their flocks at night, and how they hurry off to find the baby Jesus in a manger, stable, and how they go out from there and they spread the good news to others who will listen to their story. And we hear about wise men who travel from far land over many, many miles to come and present their gifts to the infant Jesus. They bring gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, and they present those gifts to Mary and Joseph for the baby. And then we hear about troubling news about a jealous king who doesn't like to hear about a child who's been born as the king of Israel and who wants to put all the children to death. Those are all parts of the usual Christmas stories that we hear this time of year. There's a part that takes place afterwards that gets left out. And I want to share that with you today. I'm reading from the Gospel of Luke in the 2nd chapter. And this takes place about a little over a week after Jesus was born. It says on the 8th day, when it was time to circumcise the child, he was named Jesus. That was part of the Jewish custom. When they brought the child to be circumcised, they would name the child, and Joseph then told what to name the child. He would give the name Jesus, for that meant he would be the one who would save us from our sins. And so in keeping with the Jewish tradition, they brought the young child to be circumcised, and he's formally named Jesus. It says the name that the angel had given him before he was conceived. And it says, when the time of their purification according to the law of Moses had been completed, Joseph and Mary took him to Jerusalem to present him to the Lord, and to offer a sacrifice in keeping with what was said in the law of the Lord, a pair of doves or 2 young pigeons. Now there was a man in Jerusalem named Simeon, who was righteous and devout. He was waiting for the consolation of Israel. The Holy Spirit was upon him. It had been revealed to him that he would not die before he had seen the Lord's Christ. Moved by the Spirit, he went into the temple courts. And when the parents, Joseph and Mary, brought in the child Jesus to do for him what the custom of the law required, Simeon took him in his arms and praised God, saying, Sovereign Lord, as you have promised, you may now dismiss your servant in peace. For my eyes have seen your salvation, which you have prepared in the sight of all people, a light for revelation to the Gentiles, and for glory to your people Israel. And the child's father and mother marveled at what was said about him. Then Simeon blessed them and said to Mary his mother, This child is destined to cause the falling and rising of many in Israel, and to be a sign that will be spoken against, so that the thoughts of many hearts will be revealed. And a sword will pierce your own soul too. And there was also a prophetess, Anna, the daughter of Phanuel, of the tribe of Asher. She was very old. She had lived with her husband 7 years after. She lived with her husband 7 years after her marriage, and then was a widow until she was 84 years old. She never left the temple, but worshipped night and day, fasting and praying. And coming up to them at the very moment, she gave thanks to God and spoke about the child to all who were looking forward to the redemption of Jerusalem. I share that story because often at Christmas time, all of our emphasis is put on the children. And that's not a bad thing. Christmas is exciting. I'm sure you can remember back when you were a small child and the excitement of Christmas and waiting for Santa Claus to come and waking up Christmas morning and finding the gifts under the tree or presents in your stocking. I imagine for some of you there were Christmases where there wasn't a whole lot under the tree. There wasn't a whole lot that you had. So you were grateful and thankful for the things God had provided for you. And gifts that your parents gave and so on, all of that excitement, and I know our kids over